It was supposed to be a mere formality, but debate in the House of Assembly was spirited over the approval of an over $6 million loan for the Africa Export-Import Bank to repair 21 school buildings damaged during the passage of Tropical Storm Brett. Despite opposition skepticism over the borrowing stipulations, the Prime Minister argued that the move was worthwhile.
The loan, as I said, is at 6%. But what's important, Mr. Speaker, is the $6 million loan will trigger off the possibility of grant funding of $2 million US from the Global Partnership for Education, GPE, which would otherwise have not accessed if we didn't get that loan, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with the grant, if we get a grant of US $2 million, Mr. Speaker, the grant will increase the facility, Mr. Speaker. So we hope increase the facility to $8 million, Mr. Speaker. So we hope that we can get that grant, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the $12 million will also increase the country's debt portfolio. But we believe that once we are borrowing to improve the quality of life of the people, that borrowing is necessary.
Government lawmakers were vocal in their support for the loan, arguing that it was necessary to ensure that all children in St. Lucia had access to quality education.
Our budgets have not been able to facilitate major infrastructural rehabilitation. And with the average amount over the years of 5 million EC dollars, Mr. Speaker, given the number of schools we have in this country, it has proven over time to be insufficient to meet the demands as far as school rehabilitation is concerned. As an island frequently impacted by severe weather events, many of our schools continue to be impacted year after year. And in very recent times, Mr. Speaker, through the passage of Tropical Storm Brett, a number of schools were impacted, and we had to find monies overnight to begin the rehabilitation of the damaged buildings to give our children a safe environment within which to engage in learning exercises. This has been exacerbated, Mr. Speaker, by a number of other factors. We have sea blast, and we have the recent onset of sargassum seaweed. The engineers and technical people are telling us that the presence of sargassum in the bays, Mr. Speaker, that too is having an adverse impact on school infrastructure, particularly the electricals.
Opposition member Choiseul Saltibus MP Bradley Felix conceded the budget constraints faced by the small nation but welcomed the news of the repairs.
And as the member for Denry North has indicated, 16 million EC dollars is a drop in the ocean when it comes to addressing the faults in our nation's schools. But I believe we can only improve over time. And I'm happy that that thrust is being paid to our schools. I am particularly pleased when he mentioned the Reunion School, because I remember after the construction of the Lafargue Secondary School, in conversation with the Ministry of Education, the Reunion School was a school that was identified as having serious structural weaknesses and would have been paid attention to. So I'm very happy that that school was identified.
The opposition leader acknowledged the need to fix school buildings. However, he was not totally convinced about the arrangement and questioned the loan conditions. He has continually criticized the Prime Minister, Philip J. Pierre's record as Finance Minister.
I heard the member from Lavery talk about how great the economy is doing and the fiscal management of the Prime Minister. And you were going to tell me, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Minister of Finance, member from Castries East, that you're going to borrow money at 6% for 5 years, a 2-year moratorium in 5 years? That's the kind of money you go and borrow at a bank. That's commercial money. To go and what? To fix up schools. Now, I'm very happy the money is being spent on schools, but I have to say to you, the revelation of that has raised all kinds of alarm bells in my mind as a former Minister of Finance to say, whoa, wait a second. That's the best we can do? Those are the best terms that we can get to get one loan. And when we get the loan, $5 million of the $15 million is being spent in one school. So how much more money is really being spent in the other 16 schools? So if one of the schools is $5 million, and of the remaining 15 schools, we're going to spend $10 million. That is not even going to be close to solving the problems that we have in education.
Despite Chasney's reservations, the House of Assembly voted to approve the loan. Joachim Duplessis, HTS News Force.